Hey guys, Mr. Dixon, the go-to guy for all things real estate, coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, Southern California. DRE number 01251802. Today is the day we're going to talk about off-market properties, off-market deals. What are off-market deals? What are off-market properties? Um, how can you get them? Where do you find them? Who has them? What's going on with that? So let's get into it. We're not going to waste no time. Today's video, like I said, we're talking about off-market properties. I specialize in off-market properties. Those are the deals I like doing the most. Number one, there's no competition. You have to find this deal. This deal is not going to come to you. This is a deal that you have to go get. If you're an agent, broker, real estate investor, this is something you have to create. This deal is not going to be on the MLS. It's off market. That's what off market means. It's not listed anywhere. It's not a sign in the yard. It's not on MLS. It's not on what's the Zillow, Redfin, Realtor. It's not listed, right? So that's what off market means. But off market can be the best deal, and it can be the most expensive deal also, because a lot of off-market properties are really high-end property, trophy properties, where the seller actually doesn't want to sell the property. They don't want to sell the property. They don't need to sell the property. They have no desire to list it or anything like that. An offer gets presented to the seller, and it's basically an offer you can't refuse, as the Godfather said. Or it's a situation where a conversation is had, and it said, "Well, hey, would you be interested in selling your property at, let's say, 123 Main Street, right? Let's just say 123 Main Street." So you ask the seller, would you be interested in selling 123 Main Street? And if you ask like that 9 times out of 10, the answer is going to be no. My way of getting off market deals, well, first thing first, when I talk to the owner of the property, my question is, for the right price, would you sell 123 Main Street? And sometimes the answer is no, not interested. Wording it that way makes it kind of intriguing. So if a homeowner has ever thought about it, may be curious, wanting to know what could they really get for the property. Now these are properties that are not in distress. I'm going to give you another scenario for distressed properties that are in foreclosure, run down, abandoned. It's a whole nother conversation for that property. But this property that's a trophy property, a property that's in an exclusive part of town, property that's on the beach, a property that's extremely desirable. It may be a property that's celebrity owned, high net worth individual owned, or high net worth individually sought property, right? And it's off market. They don't want a sign in the yard. They don't want to talk to someone. They don't want people parading in and out of their home. They don't want any of that. This is a hand to mouth type situation. Hush, hush, down low, is that type of situation. May have to sign the MDA, can't disclose it, none of that, right? So in that case, that person, when you say for the right price, if you were to sell this property, what would you sell it for? What would you accept? Because when you're dealing with high net worth, high end trophy property, you don't want to offend the person by saying as if they need to sell the property, because you know they don't. You know they don't need to sell it. They know they don't need to sell it. So this is just a conversation. And sometimes I have said, listen, I know you don't need to sell a property. I know you probably don't even want to sell the property. Thought never even crossed your mind. But just what would you sell it for if you were to sell it? And if they give you a number and then you ask, okay, you most off market properties that are high end property, you're not getting a listing agreement. That's not going to happen. If you have a buyer, that buyer can be vetted, meaning that this buyer can actually show they have the money and everything, and they're ready to go, and it'll be all in a hush hush. Nobody will know what's going on until this records and this in public information that this person sold the property to this person. That's when that will happen. So the buyer would have to be, vetted to the utmost of vet station, if that's the word. Because these high-end trophy properties are not going to waste the time. They usually are sold to billionaires, multimillionaires, people like that. And like I say, they're trophy properties. Now, other properties that are off market, they're not trophy property. They are what I would consider or call distressed assets. These are the properties that are in probate, in foreclosure, they're fixers, it's a divorce going on, it's some kind of issue. There's an issue. And they just haven't decided to sell the property yet, and it hasn't hit the market. So I reach out to those people and I see that there's something wrong with the property. There's an issue. If this property's been boarded up for years, abandoned, that's going to be an off-market property. Off-market is because you're going to try to sell it. You don't want to put it on the market, especially if you're someone like me. Like I say, we lagged that for a second, but I have a list of investors, buyers, high net worth individuals that buy properties, and I would pitch that property to someone that's in my network, right? So it would never hit the market because they may be wanting that privacy that they don't want people to know that the property is for sale. They just want to sell it, get their money, and move on. And that's how that works, And if you put it on market, now sometimes you can take an off-market property and you may get a situation where they want the absolute max for the property. Off-market properties move really, really quick when it's a deal, when it can be sold to an investor, when it's worth one price and they're getting it for less than that price, right? Those properties go really, really quick like that, off market. But if they want the absolute max, then I'll sign them into a listing agreement, put it on the market, and get the absolute max for the property, and that's how that works. But the off-market properties, those are your best deals in real estate because, number one, you're not competing with nobody else. Nobody else knows the property is available for sale. So if you're a vetted investor on my list, on my short list of investors that I call, then you're going to get a property if you want it, it's yours, as opposed to you writing an offer, 10 other people writing an offer, seller comes back with a best and last, and now you're in a bidding war, right? So that's the thing about off-market properties. If you have a person who's really good at getting off-market properties, and let me say this, There are a lot of wholesalers out there. I work with a lot of wholesalers. I know a lot of wholesalers, and some, for the most part, are very, very good, very great at what they do. They just people trying to make money too, so I don't knock them. But sometimes they tie up properties and mess up deals. And like with me, my off-market properties are only going to investors, vetted investors. I had a situation one time where I don't know how this wholesaler fell through the cracks, but he fell through the cracks. He presented all these proof of funds and everything like he had the money, but he didn't have the money. So he wanted to put the deal under contract with me, then shop the deal. That'll never work, because most of the time when you're doing off market, time is of the essence. If the person is in foreclosure, they got probate, divorce, it's timelines that got to be met. So the property doesn't have time to be this person shop it, put it under contract with this person. He try to write an inspection period for 5 days, try to bring 4 or 5 people in there at an inspection, and then whoever wants to take the deal from him, then he want to assign it to them. That's not, man. And your seller might be pissed and want to just cancel everything because they think they selling the property to you, or they think you have to buy it, you know. And then some sellers don't feel kind to, he know you making money, you know you making X amount of money, he don't care because he gonna get what he or she wants to get. But when someone else comes in and they making more money on top of that, then the seller starts thinking, hey, you know what? I could have got more money for my property and I don't know, I'm not signing nothing. It happens. It happens more than you know. It happens. So, you know, the off-market properties are the best properties as far as deals if you have cash on hand. Majority of my off-market deals start at $1 million and up. Some are under $1 million, but I prefer the deals $1 million and up because that way a person really has to have the money. You know, and if you don't have the cash on hand, you don't have to have. You can write a offer all cash, doesn't mean that you have all the money in your possession right then and there. You can get a hard money loan, private equity loan, as long as you just make it known up front. You know, you can get, let's say you're going to use a hard money loan or a private equity loan. The deal is $1 million. You don't have $1 million, but you're going to bring in $250,000. You know, that's what your lender wants you to put in. He wants you to put 20% in, then some more money for fees and all that stuff, and then he gonna fund the rest. It's the same as a all cash transaction. But yeah, that's the thing. If you guys are interested in off market properties in Southern California, right now I only have, and my inventory is only coming in from Southern California. Los Angeles County, Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County. Probably in the next 45 to 60 days, I will have properties in Las Vegas. I will be licensed in Las Vegas. I could do off markets in Las Vegas now, but it's a lot better if I'm licensed. I want to be licensed in Las Vegas, so I'm going through that process right now. So in the next 45 to 60 days, I will have properties in Las Vegas. And probably in the next 3 months, we will have a Gulf Coast office open in Mobile, Alabama, where you guys that want to really make money, that you have money and you just really want a great return on your money, we'll have turnkey properties ready to go for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. And you will make 10% interest on them, where each property will give you, if it's $100,000, you will collect $1,000 a month rent via Section 8. We will manage the property for the first 3 months to get it up and going for free. If you buy it, if we sell your property for $100,000, we'll manage it for 3 months. Make sure your income is coming in like it should. After that, it will have to be negotiated for us to continue managing your asset. But if you purchase from us in the first 90 days, we will manage the property. We will deliver the property with a tenant in it, paying that amount. And it'll be a great deal, great cash flow deal for you. So that's what's going on. If you guys are interested in off-market properties, you have to be vetted. You have to have cash on hand. These deals are not for people who are getting the FHA loan, VA loan, conventional loan. You need to have cash on hand, or you need to have a private equity line of credit, or you need to have a private equity or a hard money lender lined up. If you don't have one and you got at least 30% or whatever the price is going to be, then I could introduce you. I could make that connection for you. I could set up the financing for you. You're looking at 25% down plus fees, couple points, loan origination, doc prep, that type of stuff. If you're interested, like I say, off markets, got to be vetted. Off markets, you want to see what Vegas is going to be like, you can get on the list for Vegas. The Gulf Coast, if you're going to be interested in those turnkey properties for 100, 200, 300,000 that bring you a 10% return on them, give me a call, 323-402-0700. That's the office number. You can always reach me direct on the cell at 323-314-9223. I hope this has been informative for you guys. As always, like, share, subscribe. We pay referrals. I pay referrals. Not that meet me at Starbucks. Here go, no. Some news you can use, some real money. We pay. We really pay. I don't want nobody working for free. Times are too hard economically. Inflation is too high for you to be working for free. So if you work with Gregory Dixon, the go-to guy, or Alpha Elite Capital, you will get paid. So there it is. Got any questions? Call me, 323-402-0700. That's the office. Direct, you can reach me on the cell, 323-314-9223. You can always DM me on Instagram at Gregory Dixon Official. Follow me on Facebook at Gregory Dixon Official. And you can hit me at Alpha Elite Capital. Or you can email GregoryDixonINC@yahoo.com. You guys have an amazing weekend. Be safe. And I'm back to getting deals.